Hi everyone, I am super excited for today's video because we're going to be using my checklist from last week's video to audit a viewer's store. Before we jump in with the audit, I want to introduce myself in case you are new to my channel because you guys have been really helping me grow super fast and I think there are some new faces out there. My name is Blanca from TeacherTechFiles.com and I'm a learning strategist from Las Vegas, Nevada. And on this channel, I show you how to use technology to help simplify your day-to-day tasks. And we also talk about how to be successful on Teachers Pay Teachers. So if that sounds like something that you want and are interested in, make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. So in last week's video, I mentioned that someone had told me that they were afraid to start a TPT store for fear of setting it up incorrectly. And even though I didn't think twice when I was starting my own store, now that I have a little bit more experience, I do realize that there are definitely some things that your store needs in order to be set up for success. So in that same video, I asked for some brave viewers to volunteer to have me audit their stores. And by the way, I think we need a new name for this series because the word audit just seems a little bit scary to me. I think the IRS audits, but I don't. I want this to be a super safe zone where we can take a look at each other's stores and just give first impressions and helpful suggestions on things that we notice. So on that note, please feel free to print out a copy of the free audit checklist and rate the store right along with me. Then you can comment below with any of your own suggestions and observations and anything I may have missed, but always remember to use kind words and keep this space safe. Our very first volunteer, is a beautiful girl named Luz. Let me tell you a little bit about her before we jump over to her store because I think it's important to know where she is now and what her goals are for her store for the future. So Luz's store is called Sonrisas que Inspiran dual language, which is Spanish for smiles that inspire dual language. She sells mostly Spanish resources. Luz told me that she is from Puerto Rico and has been teaching for a total of 18 years. She taught in Puerto Rico for 5 years and then moved to Illinois where she's been teaching since then. She says that most of her teaching experience has been in kindergarten and in first grade. Her store has been open since January 8th. She didn't specify, so I'm assuming that's 2021. So she's been open for about 4 months now. She said her store is mostly a hobby for now, but hopes it can become an income source as she gets closer to retirement. She enjoys making guided reading books for her students. Alright, so let's take a look at her store and see how we can help. We're going to start with the first category, which is the overall look and design. This overall look and design is all about brand recognition. You want people to know which products are yours so that they buy from you since they know that your brand produces quality products. The first thing I'm looking for in this category are custom logos and banners. I can see she has a beautiful logo up here, a custom banner at the top, and a custom image on the side. I can never remember what these side ones are called. The only thing I would say is that the text on the logo is a tiny bit difficult to read because it's really small, especially in the dual language part at the bottom. It's not a huge deal here, but if you use this logo for other things like Pinterest or Instagram, you want it to be as legible as possible so that you're recognizable. A suggestion I have is to maybe try curving the green text like you did with Sonrisas que Inspiran to see if it becomes more legible. By curving it, you might also be able to increase the size of both texts since it gives you a little more room to work with. But of course, this is your logo and it's beautiful as it is. Okay, next we're looking to see if she has a definable brand and cohesive product covers. These two sort of go hand in hand. If I do a quick scroll through her store from the top to the bottom, I would say that the covers are beautiful and clear, but they're not really cohesive. I wouldn't really be able to tell that these products are all made by the same person because each cover has different fonts and layouts and colors. I'm definitely not saying you should go back and completely redesign your covers though, because I think they're great. Instead, I might suggest making sure that all of your covers have your logo on them and preferably in the same spot. I can see that you did that in some of them, but not all of them. So I would go back through and just make sure you have your logo on all of them. What do you guys think so far? Do you agree with my observations and suggestions? Let me know in the comments below. All right, now we're moving on to the second category, which is the store's organization. We want to check for custom categories, amount of products, and that she has a high quality freebie. Okay, so it looks like she has 57 products so far. That's really great, Luz. I do remember her telling me that her goal was to get to 100 products by the end of August, so that's about 8 or 9 products a month to hit that goal. That is a totally attainable goal, so I have no doubt that she'll get there. Just stay motivated and keep them coming so you have more options for people to choose from. She does have a couple custom categories, but right off the bat, I feel like there could be more to help buyers quickly find what they're looking for, but let's just kind of check them out. In the math category, there are 4 resources that come up. I'm gonna guess that the rest of the resources are reading. Let's go check out the reading category and see. Oh, so under reading, she has 5 resources. So that means that there are 48 of her resources that are uncategorized. I really feel that this is a missed opportunity because I'm willing to bet that some of those 48 other resources could go under one of these 2 categories. And if they can't, then you should definitely add a category just for them. Remember that the custom categories are just to make it easier for buyers to see what we have to offer and how to easily find them. Okay, now let's check out her freebie. It looks like it is a beginning reader book. I love the pictures and how colorful it is. I can see that the story is consistent, which really reminds me of those Bob books, if you're familiar with those. I also like that the last page of the book is a little bit more challenging, but still uses consistent verbiage. Overall, I like your freebie a lot, and I think that teachers who are looking for this specific type of reader would be really happy with it. My only suggestion here might be to add a picture of the book in action. So maybe print it out, staple it together, and show teachers how they can use it in their own classroom. I think that in-action photos are really powerful, and your book would really lend itself to it. All right, the last category on my TPT Setup for Success checklist are the product descriptions. I made a whole video on how to write product descriptions that convert to sales. So if you're curious about how to write yours, be sure to check out that video after this one. I'll link it down below. I'm gonna pick 2 resources at random here to look at their product descriptions. We'll start with this top one because it's under the best sellers. Now, I speak and read Spanish, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to assume that most of you out there don't. So we'll just do like an overview look of this one. First of all, it is really pretty on the eyes. I talk a lot about how important it is to have the description not be muddled into one giant paragraph, and she does a really good job of breaking up hers into sections. Even without knowing Spanish, we can tell that this top section is where she's listing off what the product includes, which I think is great. A little below that, she lists off other products that buyers might be interested in, which is one of the things I list on the checklist as a requirement to help you grow. That's great that you have some of your other resources listed right there for your buyers. It makes it really easy for them. Next, we're looking to see if she has a way for her buyers to contact her. I can see an email address here, which is nice because it's a way to directly reach her. But I'm wondering if she has any sort of business social media, and if so, I would suggest adding it here. I would also really recommend starting an email list and adding a link so people can sign up for it here. I use MailChimp because it's free, so that could be something to look into. I think it's important to build an email list, even if you stink at sending out the emails like I do. All right, the last thing I'm looking at here are product previews. Oh, I love that you have a video preview. We'll take a look at that in a second. The other image previews look good to me. Okay, let's watch the video preview real quick here. Okay, I'm loving that you showed your entire resource here. There's no sound to it at all though, so I think you could just as easily upload a PDF with the big preview words on it and then let your buyers preview the product that way. And instead of a silent video, my suggestion would be to add a voiceover explaining what is included and giving teachers suggestions for how to use this product. Remember that the video preview is your chance to clear up any and all doubts a buyer might have about your resource. Use the video to give them more information about what it is that you have that your images can't do. I really like your mock-up though with the desktop. I can tell you definitely have some tech skills, so just add in your voiceover and you'll be all set. I'm just kind of curious if she has a silent video preview in all of her products, so let me check one more out here. Oh yeah, it looks like this other bunny resource has one too. So my suggestion is to make the images as a PDF preview and add a voiceover to your video previews to explain the resource a little bit further. All right guys, we made it to the end of our very first store audit. This was super fun for me to do and I hope that you enjoyed it too. If you were following along with your own checklist, Please make sure to comment below and let me know if you agreed with my observations and suggestions, or if you caught something that maybe I have missed. I want to say thank you so much to Luz for allowing me to kind of nitpick at her store, but I really hope you found that helpful. And let me know what you think about this type of video. I already have another person lined up that would like me to audit their own store, and I'm really looking forward to it, so I hope that you are too, because making this type of video was so much fun. Oh, and before we go, can I just show you the cutest pillow that I bought? I had to buy it because it's so on brand, even though you really can't see it in any of my videos. It's okay. It makes me happy just having it be there. Anyway, keep the comments kind, and I'll see you in my other videos.